Welcome back to my channel. So I know I've been gone a long time and I owe you guys a update video. Where have I been, girl, what's been going on with you type of video, and I will get that video to you all as soon as possible. But today I felt inspired and compelled to do a more topic related vlog, or topic focused vlog. May is Green Ribbon Month, which just means Mental Health Awareness Month, and I thought I would come in and share my experiences with mental health and treatment and things like that, in a hopes to raise awareness for mental health in the Black community, because it's just still such a taboo topic. People don't talk about it. It's a secret. It's something you pray about. It's something you don't discuss. It's something you keep to yourself, and that mentality is the problem with our community, and why you will see people with mental health issues and illnesses just off the chain, and you're like, what is wrong with them? Because they don't know, or they don't have the language, or they don't have the courage to get help, and so they've been shamed into silence. And some of those people have been shamed into silence unto death, where they've actually taken their own life, because mental health can be heavy, it can be scary, it can be dark, it can be all of those things, and if you don't have the appropriate support and intervention, it can be a death sentence for you. For me, my experience with mental health, I've always been an anxious person. I was an anxious kid, but so was my grandma, so was my mom, so was my aunt. To me, it was normal to be nervous or high strung, or, it was just what we were. We were passionate and aggressive and expressive and all those other things, but it was like on level 1000. That's not normal. But I didn't, because that was the environment that I grew up in, I didn't know it was something wrong per se, or it wasn't normal per se. Normal to me is subjective in some instances. But as I got older, different things started to happen. I began to battle insomnia when I was 15 years old. And I'm 41 now, and I have chronic insomnia. So mental health has always been a part of my life, even when I didn't know it was a part of my life. For me, my journey into treatment and getting better and learning how to cope and learning how to survive and thrive with mental health began about 7 to 8 years ago, when my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and my anxiety just got the best of me and different behaviors started to manifest. And I had to get some help, and so I began treatment. And through treatment, I was, you go through intake, and they get information about you and your family history and all the other stuff. And through that, I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. And so I began treatment, like medications and stuff like that. And we'll discuss like medicines and all that at another video. But I began treatment. And it did help me. It helps you to have somewhere to go, to somebody neutral, to say, hey, listen, I can't shut my mind off at night. Or, hey, listen, I'm always worried. I'm always questioning. I'm always wondering. I'm never present. I'm either in the past or I'm in the future. I'm never in the present moment. What do I do? How do I focus myself so that I'm in the present moment and I'm not just getting up out of the bed every day and existing? I want to live. I want to live. I want to thrive. What is wrong with me that I can't get my mind under control? It helps to be able to go somewhere and to say that to somebody who's not going to judge you, who's not going to put you down, who's not going to tell you, oh, girl, just pray about it. No, who's going to say, listen, that's called anxiety, or that's called this, or that's called that, and there's a way to overcome that. But when you've been shamed into silence, you will live a life of just existing, because you don't have the courage, or you don't even know where to find the help, or you don't have a safe place to go to say, I need help. I just don't feel like something is right. Something is not clicking for me. So I began treatment for the anxiety, because my mom got diagnosed with cancer, and that triggered behaviors. About 3 years into her, or 4 years into her journey, my mom passed away, not from cancer, but from chemo. Whole different video. She passed away, And so that was extremely difficult, because no matter who you are, or how old you are. Even as an adult, it was the most isolating feeling I ever felt in my life, because my mom is now passed. My dad had passed previously. My grandma had passed previously. And I felt like an orphan. I felt like I was in this world all by myself. Yes, I have my own family. I have children, all of that. But I was so alone. It was the loneliest period of my life. Even though I have a brother and sister, I was so lonely and so isolated. But I was able to work through those feelings through therapy and through counseling. And so I began to get stronger and get better and things of that nature. And then February 29th, 2016, not even 3 years, my sister suddenly passed away. I wish I could explain to you all the devastation and the despair and the hopelessness, the fear, the guilt. Oh my God, it was horrible. I was so lost and so very suicidal and so very done with life. And I just didn't understand how 1 minute I'm talking to my sister, an hour later I get a call that she's not answering her phone. I'm like, whatever, she don't want to talk to you. You know, and I call and I can't get her on the phone. Long story short, she's dead. She's sitting in her chair dead. You know, and that was hell for me. And I'm 15 months into recovery now, and I still have my days. But I'm so grateful that, one, I knew something of mental health and I had some coping skills. Even though I'm a hand the guy, y'all, that stuff went out the window. It meant nothing to me. Nothing, because nothing in life prepared me for my sister, for me to be talking to her one moment and she to be dead the next moment. Sudden death is a beast I hope I never encounter again. It is so very different from an anticipated death or somebody being sick and passing away. When you're talking to someone 1 minute and they're gone the next minute, I don't ever want to encounter that beast again. But that's a different video. So when my sister passed away, my mental health took a dive. It took a dip. And for the first time in my life, I experienced depression. Depression coupled with a grief that was so crippling, that was so paralyzing, that it was literally killing me. And I am so grateful for my life coach and my psychiatrist at the time, Dr. Polly, because had it not been for them, especially my life coach, specifically my life coach, had it not been for her, I would be dead. I didn't want to live anymore, because my sister was it for me, you know. And that's because the love I had for her was obsessive. Again, going back to mental health, and we didn't have balance, because when mama died, in my mind, my sister was it, that she was all I had left. Even though I have a brother, even though I have kids and stuff like that, my mind went to, that's it. She's my connection. With her, I know I belong. I belong. This is where I belong. And when she was taken away, or when she passed away, where the hell do I belong? I don't belong anywhere. I don't have parents. Now my sister's dead, me and my brother. And because my brother and sister are 16 and 17 years older than me, I'm the baby. There's a gap. There's a huge gap. But my sister was like another mom to me. Whereas my brother, he's my brother. He's a boy. He did his thing. I know him in a different way. And so my mental health took a dive. And if it had not been for my life coach being able to come into that darkness and get me, I would not be sitting here struggling, because y'all, I am struggling so bad to make this video. But here I am 15 months later, and I'm here, and I'm talking about mental health, and I'm being vocal about my struggles, and I'm also being vocal about my victories, because I've had a lot of mental health victories in the last 15 months. I mean, just the fact that I'm sitting here is probably the biggest victory of my life, because I was done with life. February 29th, 2016, I was done with life. I was going to take care of my sister, do what I need to do for her, and I was done. I was dead. I was done. I was over it. I don't know how it was going to happen, but I wanted to die. And here I am 15 months later, sitting here talking to you all about mental health. And the one thing that I can tell you that my life coach taught me that literally changed my life and saved my life is stay open. She told me one day I was wailing, I was weeping and wailing, and oh my God, it's a grief that you feel in the recesses deep down in the pit of your being. I have never experienced grief that was physical. Even when my mom died, even when my dad died, even when my grandma died, this grief that I face every day is different. It's in my bones. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my hair. I feel it in my teeth. I feel it everywhere. But my coach told me on a dark, dark day, she said, I want you to do one thing. I want you to stay open. What do you mean, Coach? I want you to feel it. I want you to be open to it, but we're going to move through it. You're going to feel it. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't, it hurts. It's scary. It's dark. It's heavy. It's all of that. But I want you to feel it. And we're going to move through what you feel. And when I say that she stuck by me in that darkness, I often think of Coach, and I've often asked her, how do you do this? Me alone is a handful, and she has hundreds of clients. And I've asked her, how do you do it? I know what I was dealing with. And she came into that darkness every day with me. She told me, I'm going to get you out. If you will let me, and if you will participate with me, I can get you out. I'm going to get you out. And I promise y'all, I sit here 15 months later because I learned how to grieve. And I will do a video about that when I get better at vlogging. I learned how to grieve, and I learned the value of staying open. People will tell you, oh, seek closure. Closure to me, in my opinion, equals death. Because to close myself off is to say my sister is not, she just died. Her life stopped at her death. No, I am her legacy. So I don't have the luxury or the benefit of, and it's not even a benefit, I don't have the delusion of closure. No, I got to stay open because I am her legacy. And it does her no justice for me to die, for me to lay down and stop living and die. That goes with illness, with heartbreak, with breakups, losing your job. If you just stay open to those feelings and you move through those feelings and you seek counsel and help when you're moving through those feelings, I promise you, life will change. My life has changed. Trust me, I have my days. Some days I'm on the floor wailing. But even in the midst of that, in my mind, I know, stay open. Stay open. Some days I have to think just to put one foot in front of the other. But I know, stay open. Stay open. And I go to therapy. I go to group therapy for anxiety. And I'm making it. Mental health does not have to be a secret. It's not something to be ashamed of. If you feel like your mind is doing something and it's causing you concern, get help. Get help. And anybody that tries to shame you into secrecy, I don't care who it is, you need to get rid of them. They're not here for you. They don't love you. They don't care about you. It's something about your struggle that is making them uncomfortable. And so because they don't want to face their struggle, they'll try to convince you to hide yours. No. You find you a safe space to go and you get help. And you move through life, but you've got to want to move through. At a certain point in my recovery from grief, I didn't want to move through. But I had somebody who was helping me, who was pushing me until I was able to pull myself out. And that is my life coach, my family, Dr. Polydor. I'm telling you, Dr. Polydor and Coach Carrie tag team, and these two women have never met each other. And it was a tag team effort. And I have to believe, I choose to believe, that that was nothing but God orchestrated. Because God knew, my sister was 50, she'll be 54 this year. God, 55. God knew 55 years ago that my sister was going to die on February 29th, 2016, and I wasn't going to be ready, especially 2 years after losing, a year and a half after Mama passed away. What? God, this ain't fair. But I was able to stay open. I learned to stay open. And here I sit 15 months later. I'm alive. The greatest victory of my life. The greatest. And I've had a lot of victories. But the greatest victory of my life thus far is I can sit in this chair and struggle to make this vlog and say, I'm alive. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to get better. But until I do get better, I will see you all in another video. Bye.